hot. He said that they, since they've lost money on new IPs, that everything moving forward would have a previously established name, like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Parasite Eve. Do you guys feel that that's going to raise the quality of games? It's going to degrade them, degrade the names of those games, or do you feel that it's going to be totally irrelevant?
It's Mario.
Here's the thing, in my opinion, about that.
We'll answer.
What?
Okay.
I love the hell out of Final Fantasy VII. And as you know, lately, it's been Final Fantasy VII, this, and this. Don't get me wrong, I love Advent Children. I love Crisis Core. Now, the only way that I can honestly see that it can actually benefit it is if it pretty much fills up any important gaps in the game itself. Dirge Cerberus was like a steaming bull turd.
It had gacked in it.
But it's really
You know what else had gacked in it? This game called Bujingai.
It was great. It had gacked interviews.
It had, yeah.
Well, not gacked interviews. He told people not to look at him in the eye.
And like the fighting in that game was great, but the whole story and random dancing chick coming out of nowhere, opening portals and not saying anything, like nobody talked in that game. Nobody said anything, pretty much for the most part. It was very limited. I was just like, this is like the most uncomfortable yet fun game I'm playing in my life.
On one hand, I really don't blame Square for doing what they're doing, because in the end, they have to make money. And Roll the Interview sold like 3 copies in Japan. They're decent in America, but the guys they have to worry about their employees and lives. So whoring out Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy is kind of essential. I mean, it's not like record companies do the same thing. How many Maddens we get? Every August 3rd it's Madden. Every March something it's Final Four. Every October it's NBA Live. I mean, eventually it's either people are gonna stop counting the games or they'll come to a crush. But
I mean,
here's the difference: each Final Fantasy game is different, like Madden.
Well, however, though, you have Final Fantasy 13.
I mean, here.
Then you have Final Fantasy
Gone a long
Chronicles.
way.
Then you have Final Fantasy Chronicles DS.
Touche.
Bottom line, if you keep playing it, they'll keep making it.
And if they only cared about making money, why did they cancel Chrono Resurrection? They literally wrote a letter about it.
Oh, okay. You need another Chrono. You know what, though? See, Square's a lot of crap for that, but Hell's the same thing. It's correcting their IP. For the fans. It's their. I don't agree with it, but it's their call. It's their IP. They want to touch their product. But I have to go to Square. I mean, here's the point. There was a company out in Colorado making replica weapons. Buster swords and whatnot. And there were a few complaints about weapons being shoddy. People hurting themselves, and Square shut them down. And the fans were like, "Well, that's not cool. Why don't you make their own weapons?" Because in reality, who wants to sell a giant 7-foot metal blade in their home? I mean, do I want one? Yes.
Where we obviously don't know the lengths that I love Sephiroth.
Let's be real. Do you want a giant tinfoil sword, or do you want a good one?
Well,
all right, so how much would that cost Square-Enix? A lot of money. The profit versus cost gain does not make sense. It'd be easily $1,000, easily. And anyone really drop $1,000 on a sword right now?
I need to defend myself.
Alright, so yeah, exactly. For you. And people who actually want it.
Yep.
Well, want versus the people who afford it. Like Steel Italian for the real Xbox.
Yeah.
Was a 120-button giant robot game.
And glorious.
Had a button for the windshield wipers.
But it was $300.
I apologize. I have to get back to my table in the dealer's room because I have to relieve my other person. So I have to cut this short. If you have any questions, now ask or hold your peace.
Oh, okay. Then I'll get right back to you as soon as.
Anyone have a question for me?
Has anyone else noticed that all the organization members look like the Turks from Final Fantasy VII?
Oh!
Oh God!
What? The same?
I don't see it at all.
Hojo equals Vexen. So you're really bad looking assholes. Okay, Vexen is Hojo. Hojo's not a Luxord is Reed. it's obvious.
Well,
If you
know,
just,
no,
oh wait,
Sora
go on
looks like
Photoshop.
Looks like Cloud, who looks like Squall, who looks like Titus.
Characters, not
Who looks
just
like Sephiroth, who looks like the guy from 13, looks like the guy from Parasite Eve, who looks like the guy from...
When you guys are good done with this panel, I want you to go to a GameStop and go to your PS2 section. I want you to hold up a copy of Kingdom Hearts, and I want you to hold up a copy of The Bouncer. I want you to tell me if you find anything different.
Hey, I'll kill you.
I like that game too.
All right.
Okay, so Carrie, your mouse?
Yeah.
All right, Carrie, one.
Thank you for having me, everyone.
Okay, you had a question for me?
Yeah, two questions.
Okay.
First one, after playing a little bit of FF13 and seeing Saz, has it crossed your mind to grow a beard?
Your shirt and help.
Look at that afro!
He's got the afro. But
We're doing a group.
It's growing, it'll be there.
See, this weekend I cosplay as Jin Kisaragi from BlazBlue, as well as Tozen from Bleach, so I kind of had to shave. So I had to shave, but yes, I will be growing facial hair for it. And it will be a lot of fun.
I think, I hate that people are those cosplayers who are like, oh man, I want to cosplay this, I have no idea who the character is, but I need to do it. But when I saw the designs for Dirt 2, I'm like, oh, we got a black guy, we got a Mexican Aris, we got Gurren Lagann, we got a Chocobo. Snow, Chocobo, black guy.
Stereotyped.
We're doing this.
So you'll all see me as Hope, cosplaying, you know, an Otakon. But, what was the other one?
Was I the only person that likes snow?
No!
No!
Again, like I said earlier, that part.
Snow is like, it's almost like Bang Shishigami. It's great.
My reaction to Snow was like, oh my god, Kami died. It was reborn as Snow and always been my world. It was, you had to hope like my parents in their life. I was like, no, you gotta punch things to save girlfriends. Here's the great hand grenade.
Here's the great thing I like about Saz. And we're going to use Lightning and Saz in this comparison. When you first started the game, Lightning's doing all these crazy cloud-like moves in Advent Children, jumping buildings, you know, flying, everything else. And then you see Saz, like, he grew up in New York all his life, and he's like, are you crazy, like, climbing everything? He's doing, like, normal jumps. Essentially, it's like, hey, I see this in Advent Children, I could do this, versus, what the hell is wrong with you? Use some common sense.
Oh, there was crazy white
And I think there was a scene also where pretty much the group was like surrounded by 20 guys, and like, what was it, Snow that said this?
Oh, God.
And Snow was like, we could take them all on, you know, this Bang Shishigami, like, you know, like, we could defeat them with our might. And so I was like, are you freaking serious? We're highly outnumbered.
Where like they were teaching you how to play, and then like you sneak behind the boxes. They're like, okay, we're gonna sneak up on them. On 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then he comes out and shoots his gun, and instead he just charges towards them.
All right, we're stuck here. I'm gonna go ahead and fly. Are you crazy? Get over here! You're not leaving me over here.
What's wrong with you?
Oh no!
It's the Nimbus Squad.
Oh, so great, so great. He's like the common sense player in Final Fantasy, and it just doesn't work. And it's so funny.
He is the dad. I mean,
Yeah.
there you go. You Papa Bear.
Damn kids.
Oh, there's a couple times where he does do
Punching in their kids, smiling neck in their short shorts. What is
Too
this?
old for this shit.
But no, I love 13th cast so much. I mean, we're gonna do some slight spoilage here. Vanille, her twist. Vanille's twist. Like, I dropped the control. Like, nah. No. This is so cool. This is so awesome. It's like brilliant. Fang, like, oh wow.
All right.
Really?
This isn't a spoiler, and I haven't seen this yet, but I can't wait to see this. Hope just beats the shit out of someone and kills him in cold blood.
Oh yeah. Chapter 12, beginning, the raceway, where Hope is flat out murders a dude. And he monologues about it.
And he monologues
like, what? Dude, you were crying like 5 chapters ago. What happened?
Yeah, he just kills someone out in cold blood. All of a sudden, he's like, "Ball then."
It's evident that we have not listened to hip hop since 2004. But yeah, man, 13 did every note right, and like,
I'm not going to agree with you. I got one gripe with 13.
What's that?
I can't grind. I can't.
because you maxed out your crystal grid and you're limited at that level. I can't grind. And that's, I'm not saying that I like to do that for everything, but there are times where you show up against the boss and you just bitch slap the hell out of him because you're just so much more powerful.